Hey everyone, welcome again to Indian Story Read Along. Today we're going to read a story from one of my old Chandamama books. This story is called A Gift from the Goddess, and I just wanted to show you the front cover. March 1980. This is actually before I was born, so this must have been at a used bookshop or something that my parents bought this when we were in India at some point. So as you can see, rupees 150. It's like $1.50. You can't get anything for 1 rupee nowadays. So we're gonna start reading this story. I'll show you the front of the story. It's called A Gift from the Goddess. A Gift from the Goddess. In a village between the city and the forest lived Sadhu, a woodcutter. Often he used to think, I am so poor that the day I do not work, I starve. My condition ought to change. This forest is the witness to my labors. There must be a deity presiding over the forest. Why does she not take pity on me? One morning, while plucking some berries from a bush, Sadhu saw something glittering on the ground, covered by grass though. He parted the grass and saw a fine gold wristband. This must be a gift for me from the goddess of the forest, Sadhu thought as he rejoiced at his find. So there's the main picture there. He is going and trying to sell it, all right? He went to the city and showed it to a goldsmith. This is a gift for me from the goddess of the forest. Will you like to buy it? He asked. At first, the goldsmith took Sadhu to be a madcap. A gift from the goddess, he laughed. Go throw it in the river, he said, waving his hand in order to dismiss Sadhu. But his eyes fell on what Sadhu held. At once he understood that he was really having something valuable. He asked Sadhu to take a seat and then took the wristband for a closer look. The goldsmith examined the ornament and found it to be studded with a small diamond. He did not believe in what Sadhu said. The fellow must have stolen it from some wealthy man's house. Well, why not I win it away from him? He asked himself. Isn't that always the way? People who are kind of wealthy taking advantage of less wealthy or just poor people? He could easily afford to just pay him, give him the money, and then have the wristband and do a proper business. But then he's assuming that because this guy is poor, he stole it, when he would never assume that about a rich person, when rich people also steal. So then he's assuming he stole it. Why don't I win it away from him? He asked himself. But to Sadhu he said, I do not have enough money to buy such a costly thing today. If you bring it to me tomorrow, I shall be happy to have it at the right price. Very good, sir. I can certainly wait, said Sadhu, and he went away. The goldsmith set a servant to follow him to locate his house. In the afternoon, the goldsmith went to the king and said, My lord, a poor man named Sadhu has stolen away a precious gold wristband from my shop. I know where he lives. If you get him arrested now and have his hut searched, the stolen property may be recovered. That's terrible. He's lying about this, and now he thinks he's going to be thrown away, and then he can just get that wristband for free. The king sent 2 sepoys, 2 guards, to search Sadhu's house and have him arrested. And there they are, arresting poor Sadhu. The sepoys faced no difficulty in getting hold of Sadhu. They were not required to search his house. Asked about the band, Sadhu immediately brought it out of his old bag. It's quite honest. Sadhu was led to the king's court. The king took the wristband and had a close look at it. There flashed a glitter in his eyes. Do you think the king knows something? I don't know. Let's find out. How did you dare to steal this from this honest man's shop? The king demanded, fixing a stern gaze on Sadhu. Why do you ask me such a question, my lord? Did I not tell the goldsmith that the goddess of the forest made a gift of it to me? Asked Sadhu. What do you mean? Demanded the king. I found it lying under a bush. Why should it lie there, and why should I chance to see it, unless the goddess of the forest wished me to get it? She saw me toiling daily. She must have taken pity on me, said Sadhu. The woodcutter's simplicity charmed the king, but looking at the goldsmith, he said, "This wicked woodcutter has invented a tale. What do you say?" "You have got it right, my lord," exclaimed the goldsmith. He thinks he's got this case in the bag. "Let us show him that he cannot hoodwink us. Go and fetch the other wristband of the pair." The king directed the goldsmith. Aha! The goldsmith looked nervous. My lord," he stammered out, "the other band of the pair had been stolen earlier." He's making up a lie to cover up the earlier lie. "In that case, I must be the thief," said the king, "for that one is with me." What? The king's statement surprised and amused all. Explained the king. "On a hunting expedition into the forest, I took out my wristbands and put them in my pocket. Later, I found that one was missing. It must have slipped down. It must have fell out of his pocket. The area where the woodcutter says he found it was the very area where I had lost it." Ooh. The goldsmith, under the severe gaze of the whole court, looked pale as a ghost. 5 years for his first lie, 5 years for being cruel towards as innocent a man as Sadhu, and 2 years for his second lie, that the other wristband too had been stolen, announced the king, meaning the length of time the goldsmith was to pass in prison. The king then gave Sadhu the exact value of the wristband. Man, I wish we could have that kind of justice today, huh? What a great king, that he didn't just automatically assume that this guy was lying because he was poor. And how lucky for Sadhu that this happened to be the king's wristband. I'm glad that he got that money and that he was able to change his life around. Maybe it really was a gift from the goddess of the forest. Who knows? Anyway, think about subscribing to our channel if you like this story. And in the meantime, we will upload a new story maybe every week and a half or so. All right, whenever I dig through my stuff and find a new story. So we will see you again soon on Indian Story Read Along. Bye-bye.